Ohana means family, and family means that no one gets left behind. Unless that one cousin is just dragging their feet the whole time. You told them repeatedly that you gotta keep moving, but you're tired of telling them the same thing over and over again, so you're just gonna leave them. That's family. What's up? My name is John, and this is Cinema Saturday. Today I have a review for Lilo and Stitch. This is a 2025 live-action remake of the beloved animated classic. I mean, it did come out in the early 2000s, but at this point, I think animated movies are all pretty much classics because they're not making true 2D movies anymore. This movie pretty much follows the same plot. Lilo is a young girl who is kind of lonely, trying to make friends. She doesn't have the best home life. Her parents are both, unfortunately, have passed away, leaving her older sister Nani to take care of the family. And Nani also has her own life to deal with as she's trying to get into school and balance work, but also balance taking care of a child. And of course, Stitch comes in, Experiment 626, and throws a wrench in everything, and maybe teaches them how to be a family once again. However, Stitch is also on the run from alien authorities, so there are people after him, and Lilo is trying to have a normal life, and Nani is also trying to keep CPS from taking Lilo. And all that's wrapped up in this movie, and of course, hijinks ensue. Now, I would say I'm somewhat a big fan of Lilo and Stitch. Not so much of the original movie, the classic original movie. That's alright to me. But I really love, I think, some of the sequels that spawned out of the original movie. In fact, I think for me, Lilo and Stitch, the series, is really where I have my love for Lilo and Stitch. Because in the series, it's pretty much Lilo and Stitch, Experiment 626, going out and finding other experiments and trying to help them find a home. And I thought that was really cool, very creative. And Stitch is 626. He's that number experiment. So there was plenty of episodes and lots of creativity that you could do with, Experiment 0 through Experiment 626. I think there's also a 627 and a 628. So that's, viewing that series a bunch of times, or multiple episodes as it aired back on the Disney Channel back in the day, is how I really fell in love with Lilo and Stitch. So when I went and saw this movie, of course I have already seen a couple reviews. I was very open-minded about it. I knew going in that it was not going to be a beat-for-beat, frame-by-frame recreation, but I still had a good time with this movie. There are a couple of changes. It's definitely not the same movie as the original, but what they do add in here, I think if you manage your expectations, I think you can understand what they were going for and how that this could be someone's new Lilo and Stitch, because we always have this younger audience, and a lot of them probably didn't watch the original Lilo and Stitch unless someone in their family made them watch it, because I think right now this is their Lilo and their Stitch. And I think, some young kids will really enjoy this. This is slightly family-oriented, slightly kid-oriented. I want to give it a 50-50. I don't want to say it's completely a kid's movie, and I definitely don't want to say it's completely a family movie. It blends the two well, but I don't think it does a correct balancing act. Because I think some parents may think this is kind of boring, but kids may find this entertaining. And you know what? It could be vice versa. This is a very divisive movie. I've already talked to my mom, and she didn't really care for it because she really liked the animated movie more. But I think the children that she went to the movies with, that she took alone, they really liked it. So, it could be very much a biased thing. That if you've seen Lilo and Stitch before, you might not like this one. Or you might. It's really just up in the air. But I had a good time. I think all the actors did pretty good. Lilo was very charming and very likable and kind of understanding as a little girl. Stitch is crazy. He looks good. His CGI looks good. He never looks bad. But Stitch is a little menace to society. He's wild. He's crazy. And Nani's okay. I like the character development they gave to Nani. Some of it did seem like they didn't need to have it, but I guess to make her more of a well-rounded character with what they were doing with this adaptation, they added those things in. But her actress did good. I like the CPS worker. I like the neighbor. I also want to talk about those two. I forgot their names. Leakley. I think Leakley's the only one I really want to talk about because Billy Magnuson is fantastic. First time I saw him was in Game Night. Hilarious. And I've seen him in other things where he's been more funny or slightly more dramatic. And I think he is a pretty good actor. He looks like he gives it his all and that he really put his best foot forward in these projects. So I thought he was cast well as that character. And I think the other guy was cast well live action wise. Like when he goes from his alien body to his normal body, I'm like, okay, I can see that. But when his voice comes out of the alien body, I'm like, miscast. This is not you. So that one was a little wishy-washy for me, and I didn't enjoy it too much. I think my favorite character in the movie was Stitch, and then the older neighbor, who was very nice and very kind. Those are probably my favorite characters. The movie is kind of funny. I laughed out loud a couple times. A lot of the jokes are in the trailers, but a lot of them are not in the trailers. So it was kind of funny. I liked it. I laughed out loud a couple times. It does have those heartfelt moments that you remember from Lilo and Stitch, but I would say not all of them are there. And if they are there, they are not done in the same way. It almost seems like we kind of only just had to check those off a list, and then we said, oh, yep, that's it. We're done with that. Thank you for checking that off the list, because that was in the original movie, and we only did that because we had to. In the end, I'm going to give Lilo and Stitch a good old 7. It's good enough. I would recommend you see it. Just manage expectations, but it's not a horrible movie at all, and I think you'll have a good time. Alright, so those are my thoughts on Lilo and Stitch. My name is John. Thank you for watching Cinema Saturday, and as always, have a good one.